Yeah, it's an interesting time in the evolution of the IT business in the UK in particular, but it also extends across other countries in Northern Europe and elsewhere, where you've had large regional IT programs, where the economies of scale of selecting with one supplier to do a regional-wide implementation has brought some benefits. It's enabled some standardisation of rollout and solutions and very rapid deployments of solutions. And that was very much in vogue in the mid-2000s, and a great example of that was the Connecting for Health programme in England, which now is getting towards its end, and with many of the contracts coming up for renewal in the next 12 to 18 months and beyond. For Carestream, that's presented us with a tremendous opportunity. Why? Well, we were participant in the Connecting for Health programme through our provision of CR systems, but clearly on the IT space we now have a huge opportunity to offer our RIS and PAC solutions. And we can do that in a number of ways. We can do that through the traditional capital purchasing routes with a revenue stream, or we can do that on a managed service basis. And we can also do it through the cloud services that we're now offering, our View Cloud services, which enables a small startup cost and then a continuous revenue stream throughout the rest of the contract. So avoiding that capital spike that you can often get at the start of an IT contract. So let me give you an example about how we're improving patient care. Carestream have now entered into the mobile X-ray market. Mobile X-ray imaging is used to serve the sickest patients usually in a hospital. It's patients who can't come to the X-ray department. So in resuscitation areas in hospitals, in ITU, in theatres, or patients who are in wards and can't get down to the X-ray department. So we've designed the DRX Revolution, our new mobile system, from the ground up. We've designed it based around our wireless DRX technology. So it means that we've got any cables or wires. We've got a wireless solution which the radiographer can place behind the patient and get instant access to images. The images are available in under 4 seconds. So what does that mean about patient care? Well, traditionally, using existing technologies, the radiographer would have to disturb the patient, put the cassette behind the patient, X-ray the patient, and take that cassette back to the X-ray department and scan the cassette. And fingers crossed, they get a reasonable image. However, if the patient had moved, if there was any artefact, or if there was an issue with the positioning, they would have to go back to the patient bedside, disturb the patient again, disturb the clinicians who are working around the patient, and then repeat the X-ray. Now with our Revolution technology, our DRX Revolution mobile system, when we go to the patient's bedside, we're confident that we will get the image right first time. So how do we do that? Well, we've now got a wireless detector which communicates directly with the console, and even communicates with the console to the extent that with using our tube and grid alignment software, it can actually align the detector with the tube so that we know that we will get perfectly aligned and perfectly positioned image. And if, for instance, the positioning wasn't right, or the patient moved, or there was some artefact, the image can be repeated then and there, because you don't need to go away and go back and scan the image. The image is available immediately to the radiographer. We're also finding that the clinicians are now looking at the console on our DRX Revolution and making the clinical decisions from there, because they can see from the tube and alignment software that we have, they can see if an NG tube is in the correct place, or whether something else needs to happen to that patient, and informs their clinical pathway. So it means for the radiographer, it's less walking back and forward. For the clinician, it means the image is right first time. So in summary, what does it mean? It means that the clinicians get instant access to the image. The radiographer doesn't need to walk back and forward to the X-ray department. It also means that there's instant access to the images for decision making. And finally, it means that the patient is not disturbed unnecessarily. The patient will be X-rayed at that time and won't be interrupted again and re-X-rayed unnecessarily. So it's a win-win all round.